Imagine a world where civilization has been stripped away, leaving behind a raw, untamed wilderness that demands respect and resilience. You are thrust into this brutal landscape, not alone, but surrounded by a group of survivors who must rely on each other for every breath. But when the lines between survival and desire blur, you realize that staying alive isn't just about finding food and shelter. It's about navigating the complex, intense dynamics of a fanned family bound by necessity and passion. Welcome to Waking Wild, the first spicy, gritty, and deeply atmospheric installment in M.D. King's Harem survival adventure. If you love post-apocalyptic romance tropes, rugged survivalism, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of building a new life from the ashes through grit, ingenuity, and superior teamwork, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in romantic survival fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound heat of primal connection. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist facing the immediate aftermath of societal collapse, thrusting them into a race against time to secure resources before the elements or other survivors destroy them. The atmosphere is thick with the smell of pine and gunpowder, the hum of latent tension, and the creeping dread and anticipation of knowing that every decision could lead to salvation or ruin. King excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but the loss of the only family you have left. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular survival harem trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting raiders, it's about understanding the psychology of desperation, managing dwindling resources, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who have superior numbers and zero regard for collateral damage. Watching the protagonist reverse-engineer enemy tactics, forge uneasy truces with other survivor groups, and completely shock arrogant commanders with their stubborn refusal to break is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat to life, making the crack of rifle fire, the shudder of impact, and the frantic whispers in the dark feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular action and the survival mechanics, the soul of Waking Wild lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. The protagonist isn't an invincible hero, they are a deeply human individual struggling with the moral weight of making impossible choices to protect those they care about. The emotional anchor of the story is their fierce, complicated bond with the small group of survivors they reluctantly allow into their orbit, a fanned family bound by shared trauma, and the knowledge that they are the last line of defense against total darkness. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet conversations by a flickering candle feel just as impactful as the explosive, chaotic firefights on the perimeter. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major raider gang targets the community sanctuary, forcing them into a desperate, high-stakes last stand. The finale is a breathtaking display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming improvisation, and raw, unbridled courage. The protagonist must use every hidden trick, every overloaded trap, and every ounce of their will to hold the line against an unstoppable tide. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, hard-earned victory that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its firepower, it's its refusal to surrender its soul. Waking Wild is a triumph of the post-apocalyptic romance trope. It is smart, gritty, and unapologetically intense. M.D. King has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog holding the line. Plug in your headphones, check your perimeter, and join the fight. The world is broken, but their defiance is